This week on Royally Us, it was date night for Prince William and Duchess Kate at the BAFTAs.
Catherine and I are once again really delighted to join you all this evening. Tonight we celebrate another year of exceptional filmmaking, and I'm thrilled that all those involved have been recognised.
The couple rubbed elbows with Hollywood A-listers, but one star broke royal protocol. Etiquette expert Elaine Swann breaks down the royal faux pas.
It was awkward. I was clutching my pearls in that moment.
Plus, is Duchess Meghan's first post-royal gig a reality TV show? We will have all the answers. Hello to our fellow royal lovers and welcome to Royally Us, where each week we will give you a royal roundup on our favorite family. I'm your host, Christina Garibaldi, and I'm joined by royal commentator Carly Ledbetter. Hi, Carly.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. So excited to cover everything.
Oh my God, we have
this
so
week.
much to get to. Of course, Carly is our royal expert from HuffPost and will help me break down everything on the royal beat. Let's get started with a roundup of the royal headlines, and to kick things off, we have to talk about Prince William and Duchess Kate at the BAFTAs, looking glamorous as always.
As royal as can be.
Oh my God, they are the definition of royal. Now, the future king and queen, of course, turned heads at the BAFTAs, and the couple walked the red carpet with a number of A-listers, but stole the show with a single reaction thanks to a joke from Brad Pitt, courtesy of Margot Robbie. Take a look.
That he is going to name this Harry because he is really excited about bringing it back to the States with him. His words, not mine. Thanks.
Love Brad Pitt, and he wasn't even there.
He wasn't even there. He's been killing it all award
really
show
has.
season. The Tinder joke, now this.
Yes.
He's so topical and
He
relatable.
really is. He's so on top of things. But this is not about Brad Pitt, even though we could talk with a whole show about him. It's about the reaction from William and Kate because they handled it like pros.
They really did. I can't imagine when every eye is on you, every camera is on you, and you know that this joke is coming. They could have been warned about it. It was such a nice and funny joke. It didn't sting too much, which is good when you're, looking the future king and queen in the eye.
Totally.
It was definitely a Brad joke.
I wonder if Margot read the speech beforehand because she's like, not my words.
Yeah.
Not my words.
You could tell that she was, glancing over the speech and she was like, blah, 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 this is funny, and then sort of like had a little pause before the Harry joke.
She's like, why couldn't Quentin Tarantino have done this?
Honestly, anyone but her. But she pulled it off perfectly, even though that must have been a really nerve-wracking moment.
100%. So while at the award ceremony, William did have some work to do and delivered a speech that was both powerful and a bit humorous. Take a look.
I'm particularly proud to stand here tonight, having served as BAFTA's president for the last 10 years. However, I must admit, I don't know whether I should be proud or slightly alarmed about the number of winners over the last decade who have betrayed members of my own family.
Do we really think that the royal family watches The Crown?
I know that a few of them do.
Okay.
So Prince Margaret's grandson is the only one to publicly admit that he watches it. Olivia Colman, who played the Queen and last season, was seated next to William at a dinner, and he asked her, "What are you working on?" And they went, "Oh, I know." And she was like, "Do you watch it?" And he said, "No." That's very firm no.
That's amazing.
I have heard that Duchess Sophie of Wessex and Prince Edward watch it with the Queen. But I think we're going to have to wait a few more years to get an official answer out of anybody.
Imagine what the viewing parties must be like.
Right.
Like, they got that wrong, they got that wrong.
Right, that's not true. I'm nicer than that. I definitely wasn't wearing that.
Yeah, oh my God, I love it. But William also made a pretty powerful statement in this speech as well, which we didn't get to see, but he talked a lot about diversity.
He did,
Yeah.
and that was something that came up multiple times in the award show, and something that we've seen in our own award shows, this need for diversity. And Prince William is the BAFTA's president, so it's really his job to, push for diversity. And, as a white man, the one thing that he can do is be an ally and say, we're going to reform this, we're looking over all of the processes, and hopefully next year we see a different result.
Yeah, definitely. It's about time.
Yeah.
I mean, way too long.
And that's what he said. In this day and age, it's just not acceptable to have mostly all white nominees.
No, true. It shouldn't even be something that we're even talking about anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And hopefully, and next year we see something different.
Yeah, totally. Speaking of things that we're not seeing different, is Kate's dress.
Yes.
Of course, we have to talk about award show. We have to talk about what she looked like, and she looked absolutely stunning. She was wearing a gold and white Alexander McQueen gown, And no, your eyes were not playing tricks on you. We have seen this dress before, right?
We have. We saw it at a 2012 state dinner in Malaysia. She actually altered it a little bit,
Yes.
so it was slightly
different.
Slightly different, but the theme this year was sustainability. So the BAFTAs really encourage people to either rent their own gown or rewear something. And actually, Kate was one of the only people who followed that protocol.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I think William did too. He re-wore his.
William
gown.
did, yes. Whatever Prince William and Prince Harry wear, it's always a little bit less exciting than the
not as
women.
exciting.
I'm sure we've seen that tux
a million
roughly
times.
50 times. Yeah. Yeah.
Totally. But no, but this isn't the first time that she's done this. She re-wears things quite often.
She does. She is the
which
queen
I
of
love about
recycling
her.
outfits. Yeah, because I think as a royal, the taxpayers are funding a lot of your activities, so it's important to show, I wouldn't call a royal frugal, but I would say that, they are pushing to make sure that if they're re-wearing outfits, it's sending a signal to people like, look, we're not spending all of this money on dresses or outfits or tiaras.
Like we said, royals, just like us.
Just like us.
Yes, definitely. So as we know, over the years, like we just said, she has exceeded our fashion expectations, whether it's with her classic coats, her affordable everyday wear, her red carpet looks, and Kate certainly knows how to dress and to prove it. We are taking a look back at her most stunning fashion moments. Another moment from the BAFTAs that is getting a lot of buzz is Joaquin Phoenix and Prince William's interaction. Take a look at this. Yes, the Joker actor did curtsy to Prince William, but is that wrong? To help us break down this royal rule is lifestyle and etiquette expert Elaine Swann. Elaine, how are you?
Good morning. I am well, thank you.
Joining us from sunny California.
Yes.
So we saw Joaquin Phoenix did a curtsy to Prince William at the BAFTA Awards. Is this something that he should have done? Because it was so awkward.
It was.
It was awkward. I was clutching my pearls in that moment. No, I was. At any rate, no, it's not something he should have done. I mean, first of all, if you're going to curtsy, it typically is a woman and not a man. So that's number one. And then secondly, if for a man, he would bow, but in this particular instance with Joaquin, not being part of the royal lineage or what have you, or being being a British citizen, he didn't necessarily have to do that either. As an American citizen, it would have been great for him to just shake hands with him the way any other gentleman would do.
Just keep it normal, right?
Yeah, just keep it normal. They're fine with that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that we have to keep in mind is, we practice our customs when we are, connecting with individuals in this particular sense. And so it's good to do a little bit of homework before we enter into these types of environments.
I mean, it was kind of cute to see Joaquin just get so nervous and flustered and be like, I don't know, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, even A-listers get flustered.
Right,
yeah.
totally.
They do. That's normal. They're human beings.
Yeah.
They are. And that's what you were talking about, how Americans have certain customs and obviously the British do. And why did everyone stand up when William and Kate walked into the BAFTAs?
Well, I think so because they are royalty. They're real royalty. I mean, we have our version of royalty here in the U.S. in different ways. I mean, if folks stand up and clap when Jay-Z and Beyonce enter
yes,
the room,
I would do that for sure. Yeah.
Totally.
It's the same thing kind of happened in that sense. And so really, I think it was really great because one thing, as far as etiquette is concerned, is we should show deference to individuals who hold a high position. And so I think it was great that individuals did stand in that particular instance.
Yeah. What would happen if somebody didn't stand? Would they be removed from the award show?
Right. That's what I was wondering.
No, the royal family, if you notice over years and years, and I have to thank my cohort, William Hanson, who is a British royal etiquette expert. I have been trained by him. And the one thing that he has shared with me over time is to tell me that the royals really don't take themselves that seriously. I think we as individuals put ourselves in positions more so than they do. So they're really, really just great folks. They're normal people. Yes, they most certainly adhere to custom in many instances, but they just don't take themselves that seriously.
That's good to know.
It is. And I even saw that Joaquin broke another rule, which was that he touched Prince William. They were talking, and then he put his hand on his back, which, if you can remember when LeBron did that to Kate Middleton and Prince William, it made every headline.
Right.
So I wanted to, get that out there too. Joaquin is breaking royal
rules
left and right. Yeah.
In the 10-second conversation.
Exactly. Rules, but you'll see when they interact with other individuals, they do the same.
Yeah.
And so one of the best things you can do in this particular instance is to really just follow their lead. If you're not quite sure what to do in an instance, step back just a moment and watch what the royals are doing and follow their lead. Touching someone on the elbow or like Joaquin did on the back or what have you, if they were interacting in that particular manner, then that kind of set the tone to say, we're okay with touching or shaking hands or this and that. And so we just have to really follow their lead.
Yeah. Do you think people are briefed before they come to these big events with royals? Does somebody actually brief them and be like, okay, you have to curtsy, you have to bow, you have to do this, you have to do that? Is that something that people do?
Sure, yeah. It would behoove us Americans to bring in an individual like myself to kind of train folks to get so that this way we can get used to maneuvering in that particular environment. I think we should really get ready because with Meghan and Harry, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of them here on American soil over the next few years, and we should most certainly brush up on our British royal manners.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
We'll be rubbing elbows with Harry and Meghan, so
when we have them on the show, we'll stand to make them feel comfortable.
Yes. But we don't have to curtsy anymore.
Yeah,
right?
That's
because
good.
Since they're not.
Maybe I would bow. I would do the opposite of Joaquin.
I would do everything wrong. Everything wrong. What do you think about their body language and the way that they kind of interact with each other when they're walking red carpets and things like that? Because, you never see them pose and, show a lot of PDA or anything like that. That is not something we ever see from the royal family. But what did you think about that?
Yeah, I think, we don't see that often with the royal family, and I think it has to do a lot with protocol. If you'll see, the Queen herself, we rarely see any body language with her, and it's. So I think that's a thing that we see as far as their lineage is concerned. So that body language, that the public displays of affection is something that we're not always going to see in this particular instance. And I think, William is being groomed to be king. And I think that's why we see such a disparity between him and his brother and himself.
Well, Elaine, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure talking to you.
We
learned so much.
I know. Yes. Now we know what to do.
Now we know what to do. To find out more about Elaine's classes, make sure to head on over to swanschoolofprotocol.com. Elaine, thank you.
It's my pleasure.
All right, Carly, it is time to spill the royal tea and put some royal rumors to rest. In some not so shocking news, we have some reports on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Now, while the two have been laying low in Canada, they may or may not be busy planning their next move in possibly reality TV.
Yeah, sadly, they will not be in reality TV, which really didn't seem on brand for them in the first place when these rumors started to float around. But CTV, who is partnering with Netflix for this certain reality show series, said that Meghan Markle will not be a part of it, even though one of her best friends, Jessica Mulroney, will be the host.
Yes.
So without that tie, you know, I can't see her doing this anyways.
Right. It was like a wedding show, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
like
a show called I Do Redo. So anyone that had a horrible first
I
wedding.
kind of love this show.
I love it. I will
Yeah.
definitely be watching.
Totally.
I would be watching even more if Meghan
Yeah.
was a part of it. But I think since they want to be in line with philanthropy and saving the environment, you know, when the Disney rumor came up that they were going to start, or that she was doing voice work with them, that made sense.
Yes.
That they would donate the proceeds to charity.
Yeah.
This, unfortunately, you know, maybe we'll see her on Bravo in a
Maybe.
few years, but right now, this is just
Not
a rumor.
so much. So another rumor that has been floating around is that they might actually, you know, pack up their bags from Canada and move to Los Angeles for the summer, which I can kind of see.
I can see too,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people are saying, you know, they don't have a really good relationship with the paparazzi or the press. Why would they move to Los Angeles?
Yeah.
But I was speaking to Elaine Liu, who runs Laney Gossip, and she's an entertainment reporter, and she put out a very good point, saying that now that they're in Vancouver, people know where they are. They're sort of like a hot spot. People are looking for Harry and Meghan anywhere they go. But in LA, they could blend in.
Right.
There's so many celebrities. You know, if Brad Pitt's walking one way and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle on the other, you know, they might be able to divert some attention.
Yeah, and her mom lives in Los Angeles.
She does, yeah. So she has the family connection. She was born in Los Angeles. The weather is perfect. I mean, what's not to love?
No, definitely. I would be curious though, because there is so much paparazzi in Los Angeles, how they would kind of dodge that a little bit.
Right.
You know?
I don't think they're ever going to completely dodge
Right.
it. They're not. They, you know, Prince Harry really wants a normal life, and unfortunately, he was born a public figure.
Yeah.
Meghan's been a public figure. So no matter what, there's always going to be interest in this couple. They're never going to be able to completely, you know, unless they want to live in Antarctica, basically, which, I mean, even then paparazzi would find a way.
Yeah, no,
find a way to get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be really hard for them to ever, you know, not have media attention.
Definitely. Everybody's going to want to know what they're doing, want to know their next move. But a couple of their friends have been speaking out in their defense. One of Harry's really good friends just spoke out, right?
Yes, his name is Nacho. He's an Argentinian model and polo player.
He's very good player.
Yes, perfect friend of a royal description.
Right, seriously.
And he's spoken out about the couple a lot. And he was saying that Prince Harry's really been suffering. He's suffering because of the attention. He's suffering as a, you know, a father and a husband, just trying to protect his family.
Yeah.
So he said, you know, Harry's trying to do the best that he can. We kind of all need to leave him in peace.
Oh, definitely. Now, this isn't the first time he's actually spoken out about the couple and defended them. He actually did this in October when he spoke out on Ellen. Take a look.
And he's a wonderful man, someone that really cares. He's really committed. He really cares. He cares about children. He cares about making the world a better place. Then he found Meghan, who is an incredible girl. You met her. She's amazing. She gave up all of the things that she had to marry this man that she loves, which is great. And people think of it like, oh, how easy it is to, you know, for you, girl, to go marry this guy. But nobody knows all the very hard things that go with that.
Now, we know things haven't been easy for Harry and Meghan, and that's why that they took a step back and went to Canada. But it looks like the Queen is showing them some support very subtly.
Yes,
Yeah.
she definitely is. And the only way that she really can, she wore a beautiful brooch with a snowflake on it, which made people think of Canada. And as we spoke to Elizabeth Holmes for an article at HuffPost, and she said that every time the royals wear something, it's intentional. It's how they send a message. They communicate through their clothes. So while it might seem like, oh, it's just jewelry, it's really not.
Yeah.
You know, it's her own way of saying that she really supports the Sussexes and little Archie and their new life.
That has to make Harry feel good, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I think in every speech that the Queen has given when she was releasing statements about their exit and their step back, she was very, very supportive of them, especially supportive of Meghan, acknowledging the challenges that she's been through. So maybe we'll see some more little Canadian hints, or if they ever take it to LA, I don't know, maybe a sun,
some
sun
tree.
Yeah, exactly.
So speaking of Harry and Meghan, there is one thing that we will not be seeing in their future, and that is their storyline playing out on The Crown.
Right.
So sad.
It is.
In our royal history moment of the week, it was announced that the hit Netflix series will be ending after season 5. So Carly, what kind of history are we going to be seeing in the next 2 seasons? Because this was actually supposed to go through to season 6.
It was.
Yeah.
And Peter Morgan, who's the show's creator, always said that he wanted 10 years before he covered anything that's pretty recent. So we are going to take it all the way back to 1979. And this season 4 will cover 1979 to 1990, which is when we're really going to see the Charles and Diana relationship play out. And we're also going to see Margaret Thatcher's reign. So we're going to see the Queen interact interacting with her a lot. The Queen loved Winston Churchill, so we're going to see maybe a different relationship here, but people just really want to see Diana.
Oh, yeah.
They've already released photos.
Yep.
And we'll see a different side of Charles. We left season 3. This is not a spoiler, sort of feeling sorry for Charles.
Yeah, we did.
And now we're going to see a Playboy Charles.
Oh, Playboy Charles.
Yes, we are going to see him dating a few people, and we're going to see how he, you know, we all know that Prince Charles and Diana did not make it, so we're going to see.
Yeah, they had a very tumultuous relationship.
And we're going to see the ins and outs of how he treated her and what that looks like.
Do we know if we're going to see them, you know, have Prince Harry and Prince William on the show?
We will.
Yeah, okay.
That will be season 5.
That
so
will
in
be
season 5, we're going to pick up at 1990. The Queen called 1992 her worst year ever. 2 of her kids were divorced.
Yeah.
1 was separating, and Windsor Castle burned down. So that will be most of season 5, which is all of the legal drama between Charles and Diana, the boys being born, growing up, splitting up, and likely covering, you know, their mother's funeral.
Right. It'll probably end at, I would imagine, with the death of Diana.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I know. Which will work out in favor of Harry and William, and that they never wanted to be covered by the crown. Harry said specifically to royal biographer Angela Levin, who he spoke with for her book, he said that he would have stopped it before it would come to them.
Maybe it'll come and pick back up in like 20 years from now.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. So we all just need to lay low. We'll be really disappointed. And Peter Morgan, in like 20 years or so, we're going to get to see all of this drama play out.
Well, I cannot wait to see it. I know probably season 5 isn't coming out for another like 3 years, but
I know. Season 4 apparently is coming out in 2020.
Okay.
I've spoken to a few people close to the crown, so maybe in a few months. I mean, there's such a royal appetite. We talked about the HBO show The Prince last week. We're going to see so much royals content.
So much.
Yeah, thank
overloaded. And we're going to cover it all right here.
We are.
Definitely. All right, Carly, before we wrap up, we have to check in on the royal kiddos in Pint-Size Palace. Ah, my favorite. But unfortunately, the little ones have been laying low.
We haven't seen them recently.
We haven't. They're doing royal things,
whatever
I guess.
Royal
kids do. But in the meantime, Kate has been busy with other children.
She has, yes. And this week is Children's Mental Health Week in Britain. And she wrote a really, really wonderful letter saying that the world is a scary place, which is true. And when you're little, maybe sometimes you don't have the words to express that, or you don't know how to say, I'm scared, I'm struggling, I'm having a hard time. So in this letter, she encouraged parents and schools to talk to their children and to say, if you need the vocabulary to say that you need help or you need something, you can talk to me, which is just so sweet.
Obviously, this is an initiative that is very important to Kate. She has been an advocate for mental health for a number of years, so this is a big week for her.
It is, and it combines, again, 2 initiatives that we've seen her really passionate about, mental health, like you said, and children. And it's just so fun to see the photos that come out of that event, too. Her
100%.
feeding the little kids cereal and everything.
So cute, making breakfast,
I know.
Like what she probably does at home for George, Louis, and Charlotte.
Exactly.
Love it. Well, Carly, thank you so much, as always.
Thank you.
Always so much fun talking royals with you.
I know.
Yes, and make sure to check in with us next week. And for all of your royal news, head on over to usmagazine.com. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.